Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's video, we're going to be looking at Apple and some of the products and services that they've launched. Now, most recently, Apple just launched a buy now, pay later service. So that is kind of competing with Affirm, Afterpay, Clara, PayPal, a couple other ones. Apple also did release a credit card not long ago, but they also released recently a savings account that you can actually get through that Apple, having that Apple card. So Apple has really been shaking up a lot of things. In addition, guys, they reported their earnings today and it was absolutely phenomenal. They're very, very happy with the way it is going. Even opening up the new savings account, guys, they got over $1 billion. That is right, over $1 billion in the first couple days that it was opening. Now they're almost taking a stake or taking a kind of a look at a financial institution. You know, we always use their products and services. We have iPhones like I do, we have iPads like I do, but overall the products and services have expanded really to the financial sector. So on Tuesday, the tech giant launched Apple Pay Later, which allows Apple Pay users to split purchases in 4 interest-free payments. Now, with larger purchases, guys, this is really something that a lot of people are looking to get into because there is a lot of logic, a lot of spending, a lot of incentive to really do this. So this is really items that you cannot afford up front. A lot of people are putting them on the credit cards. Credit cards have a very, very high interest rate, which again, we're going to break down all of the Apple Pay Later system that they have right now. So prior to making the purchase, Apple Pay Later can apply for a loan between $50 and $1,000 and use it for in-app purchases to buy products online through the retailers that accept Apple Pay. That is right, guys. So this is going to be through retailers that accept Apple Pay. So if it's anything outside, you are not going to be eligible for it. For this Apple Pay Later is what it is called. After you indicate the amount you would like to borrow, Apple conducts a soft credit check. That is right, guys. It is not a hard inquiry like we normally see from financial institutions. It is a soft credit check, reviews the credit score, and gets an idea of how well you manage your credit. That is right, guys. This is not going to be, again, a hard inquiry. It is going to give kind of a general soft credit check. Now, when you look at the soft credit check, when you look at, let's say, Credit Karma, and they provide you a credit score on there, even a little like Capital One, Chase, that offer you a credit monitoring or a credit check service, a credit score, they are doing soft credit checks. That is the exact same thing that Apple is going to use to kind of estimate where your credit score is at. This process will not impact your credit score, and it just ensures you're in a good financial position before taking on the loan. Now, if the loan is approved, you'll see the pay later option when you use Apple Pay to go ahead and check out. Very cool. Purchases using the new service will still require Face ID, Touch ID, or passcode to do this. So if someone gets a hold of your device, they are not going to have access to it, which is absolutely amazing. After Apple Pay Later is initially set up, you'll be able to pay for the loan right at checkout. You'll need a link to a credit card connected to the Apple Wallet. So you are going to have to load your credit cards or your debit cards, or it says debit card specifically. So you're going to have to load your debit card into the Apple Wallet to be able to use this. And that debit card that is linked to your Apple Wallet is going to be your loan repayment method. Now, Apple users will be able to view, track, and manage all of their loans within the wallet itself, which is very cool. And they can see the total amount of their existing loan, as well as the total due amounts within the next 30 days. So again, a very cool service that they're launching within Apple. Apple is the latest to enter the growing micro loan space, joining popular BNPL services. Again, looking at Affirm, Afterpay, Clara, and PayPal pay in 4 option. So let's see the comparison, guys, of how this breaks down. So looking at Apple Pay Later has a 0 interest rate. That is right, guys. It is a 0 interest rate loan that they're giving you. The payback time frame is 4 payments over 6 weeks. So they do give you a little bit of flexibility with this. So if it is only 4 payments over 6 weeks, that means you don't have 4 payments in 4 months like a traditional loan. It is 4 payments over 6 weeks. Loan amounts range from $50 to $1,000, and there is no fee. That is right, guys. There is no interest rate. There is no fee. So essentially, for you doing this short-term 6-week loan up to $1,000, there is no interest rate, there is no fee. So a very cool product, especially if you're looking to, make a substantial purchase, a couple $100 to put on there. The Apple Pay Later is very, very cool. But now, how does that measure up? So looking at Affirm, Affirm is 0 to 36% interest. That is right, guys. That is just absolute crazy. Payback time frame a little bit longer, 1 to 48 months. So 1 month to 4 years. Loan amount significantly higher, guys. With Affirm, you can borrow up to $25,000. Fees, there are no late fees. However, late payment fees can negatively affect your score. Now, with that being said, it seems like it is a soft pull to get the Apple Pay Later. With Affirm, I think it is a hard credit inquiry, or at least the loan that you do get with Affirm is going to report to your credit score, because if you are late, it is going to negatively affect your score. Now, Affirm's Pay in 4 option allows users to divide their purchases into 4 interest-free payments over 2 weeks, which is pretty cool. This option does not charge any late fees. So again, comparing kind of apples to apples, which brings us to Afterpay. Afterpay has a 0% interest, 4 payments over 6 weeks. Very similar. Loan amounts are variable, but increase with the use of Afterpay. So the more time that you kind of establish a relationship with the service, they are going to allow you to borrow more. That is what it's going to be based on, guys. So it's not going to be based on that soft pull. It's going to be based on your relationship with Afterpay. Late fees range from 8% or 25% of the transaction, whichever one is less. So again, a little bit of a late fee on there, but it doesn't show any additional fees. Now looking at Klarna, and I've never heard of Klarna, interest rates are 0 to 30%. That is right, guys. Payback time frame up to 24 months. So you do have 2 years on this one. Loan amounts are variable, again, based on the payment history, which is pretty interesting. Fees are 7 to 25% of the installment amount. Additional uses of the services are restricted until the missed payments are made. So it does charge you a late fee. So again, pretty similar, but there is also a possible fee again with this one. Now the Pay in 4 option allows users to divide their payments into 4 interest-free payments every 2 weeks. So again, this is very, very similar. Late fee for the option is $7 or 25%. So slightly less than Afterpay, with being $1 cheaper. Then, of course, guys, we have PayPal's Pay in 4, which is probably the most like the Apple Pay Later. 0% interest, 0% fees. However, there could be late payments. There could be a late charge, or it could negatively affect your score. Now, the payback time, 4 payments over 4 weeks. First payment is due at the time of purchase, between $30 and $1,500. So a little bit lower than the Apple Pay Later, a little bit higher that you can borrow with the Apple Pay in 4. So as with credit cards, the buy now, pay later services have been very, very predominant, and we've been seeing them after pretty much everything. Even if I do purchases on my Citibank card, it gives me the option to break it into multiple payments. When I check out at Best Buy, I believe Affirm is there that you can put your payments over for equal payments, which is kind of crazy how much they've seen. Now, one thing to remember, guys, is this can pile on debt much faster than you realize. So make sure that you are very, very careful looking at the monthly payments that you're going to have to pay before they become unmanageable. At that point, your credit score could be affected negatively, and then it'll be a much harder time to actually borrow more money. So whether you're using the buy now, pay later service or a credit card, remember, you're still borrowing the money. You're going to have to pay it back. And if those payments are late, you could get late charges. You could have negative impact on your score. So overall, guys, it seems like when you look at all of now the 5 major providers for kind of the buy now, pay later service, Apple Pay does come in probably one of the top tiers. Now, one thing to remember with this, guys, is it does require an Apple Wallet. You do have to have the Apple products to go ahead and use this, and it is online or making in-app purchases on iPhones and iPads. That is right, guys. That is what it says right now. I don't know if MacBooks, I don't know if it applies to those, but you're going to have the option through iPhones and iPads to actually make purchases with the buy now, pay later option that Apple has launched. So guys, that'll do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.